Hi, this is Shirley. Thank you to all facilitators and students who participated and contributed to the lively and insightful discussions about the Zara case. Most students felt that the technology at Zara was archaic and that the managers were stuck in the old way of doing things, reluctant to move forward and change. After all, how can a retailer use DOS in 2003? And how can a retailer not offer online shopping until 2010? However, as noted by some students, in 2003, Zara's production and distribution systems were technologically advanced and were the infrastructure that provided the speed that was necessary to get clothes to store within a few weeks, a capability that is the core of their competitive advantage. In addition, having simple, easy-to-use and reliable applications is aligned with Zara's business strategy. So it's not surprising that investing time and money to change front-end retail system was not on their priority list at that time. Given that the life cycle of technology is fairly short and that technology can become obsolete within several years, or sometimes even within some months, it is not always easy to figure out the right time to upgrade a system and reintroduce another change in the organization. At any rate, the consensus in the class was that in 2003, Zara should have started to plan an upgrade of their operating system, as the risk and cost associated with not upgrading the system was growing. On a few boards, there were discussions about which operating system should be selected and the pros and the cons of open source versus proprietary software. The majority of students thought Zara should add the inventory lookup features. However, some noted that the ability to refer customers to another store was inconsistent with Zara's strategy of creating product scarcity. One of the issues that came up is how to evaluate the return on investment of the upgrade project. The answer is not simple, especially when you try to calculate the operational cost of not upgrading and the cost of not adding the inventory lookup functionality. Looking at the footnote on page 8 of the case, we see that Inditex's 2002 spending on IT was about 25 million euros, which is approximately 0.5% of their revenue. This is way below the industry's 2% average. We can use the number fingers on the last exhibit of the case to estimate the cost of the project to be about 20 million euro, which means that if Zara decides to upgrade the point of sale, it needs to increase its IT budget. The scope of the upgrade project and its possible impact on operations led some students to note the need for a good project plan and that Zara might benefit from changing the way it governs IT. For example, having a CIO. So eventually, what happened at Zara? What did Zara do with their point-of-sale system? Zara partnered with Wincro Nixdorf to develop a customized point-of-sale solution that is global in nature but is capable of meeting local requirements like non-standard interface, language, taxation, etc. A 2008 report by Wincro Nixdorf indicates phased deployment starting at the store in La Coruña and in the new stores that opened that year. One of the students reported that after interviewing a Zara store manager, he learned that Zara stores no longer have DOS. Salespeople are equipped with new HP handheld PDAs and that each store has a customized touchscreen computer which is controlled by and enables instantaneous communication with headquarters in Spain. Another strategic change that we see in the past few years is Zara's web presence and the utilization of the internet as a sales channel. For many years, Zara declared no plans to sell online. However, in October of 2007, it launched the Zara Home online store. Fashion started selling online in 2010. US shoppers got their online store in 2011, and the China store online opened to business in September of 2012. Zara also keeps up with current social and mobile trends. It has a Facebook page with more than 14 million likes, a YouTube channel and applications for mobile devices that displays large gallery of products available at stores. Other incremental changes and innovations include a system for staff scheduling based on predicted sales volumes at different times, handheld computers that show how garments rank by sales, and more. The fast fashion model at Zara has been admired by researchers and envied, even copied by competitors. Zara's flexibility and agility let it match supply and demand in 2 weeks rather than the industry's typical 6 months. How can they do it? In spite of the impression that Zara has old-fashioned technology, it actually has complex logistic systems and systems that enable efficient, real-time information flow and tracking of data about customers' tastes and desires. For example, in April 2011, a store manager reported that Kate Middleton was in the store and purchased an $80 dress. A day after the royal wedding ceremony, Middleton wore the dress and, as expected, the item sold out at Zara stores. Being informed and prepared, Zara shipped to the stores a fresh batch within 2 weeks. In other words, Zara does not rely on accurate and detailed sales forecasts to predict what will sell in each store. Instead, store managers hold daily staff meetings to discuss local trends and customers' reactions to products, which are then fed back to headquarters. Headquarters uses this information to determine near-term production runs. Production is then carried out in small batches to avoid oversupply and to enable testing of new designs. Although there is some replenishment of stock, most lines are tested in different markets and then quickly replaced with more new designs rather than with more of the same. This helps to create a scarcity and to minimize markdowns. Zara's agility is enabled by production of small batches as well as the use of local sourcing. In comparison to H&M that sources 75% of its stock in Asia, Zara sources only 35% in Asia and the rest in Spain and other close countries such as Portugal, Morocco and Italy. Overall, Zara is growing at an amazing pace, opening about 500 new stores a year. It increases its distribution capacity, penetrates new markets such as China, and innovates with fashion line design, especially for the seasons of the Southern Hemisphere, in Latin America, Australia, and Africa. While Zara's core business strategy of fast fashion did not change, the company does put more emphasis today on the quality of the clothes, and it is rapidly tapping into growth areas such as online shopping and emerging markets. The question is whether Zara's model is sustainable for the long run and whether it will continue to grow when Zara is much larger, if and how online shopping will affect their profitability, and whether other retailers who follow their model will succeed as well. On a few discussion boards, students noted similarities and differences between Zara and other growing and successful companies such as Apple, which interestingly had a similar stock price as Zara in 2003, as well as the Vancouver-based athletic clothing company Lululemon, which gets close to customers and understands their needs through low-tech human communication rather than big customer relationship management systems. Throughout the semester, we will continue to explore issues related to the integration of technology and information systems in organizations. However, I think that one of the important takeaways from this case is that a company can be successful even if it utilizes simple technologies. To be successful, a company needs a viable business model, and its information strategies need to be aligned with and support a sound business strategy, not the other way around. As a 2008 Businessweek report about Zara concluded, a company does not need to follow conventional models to do well. Sometimes breaking the rules is a competitive advantage. I hope you enjoyed this case. Adios.